Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at 11531 Southeast Washington Street here in Portland. Located at the front right corner, going through a 4-inch ABS cleanout. This is a rescope. We've had a belly repair as well as a leaky kitchen sink. The last time we were out here, we turned the kitchen sink on and literally 10 minutes went by and no water came through. So we're going to turn the sink on right this minute. There's your agent walking up to the door, and we should have water come through much quicker this time around. Then after we do that, we'll run the camera backwards, make sure everything in the crawl space is looking good. Yep, we're good to go. And for good measure, we'll run the camera all the way out to the main just so you have a complete sewer scope video. And we fired up the sink here about 20-30 seconds ago. Alright, we have water flow coming through the pipe now. Alright, I was just getting a look at the water volume coming out of the sink there while the camera was paused. The water volume in the sink does look very similar to what we're seeing going through the pipe here. And we're just going to run all the way out here, drain the line out, and then we'll go backwards so you have a complete video, not just part of one. Alright, there's the main at 42 feet. We're going to reel the line back in here, or the camera back in, and then we'll run the camera backwards. We're now going backwards into the home. Alright, that is the end of the line there. I think we're either going up the stack or up into the bottom end of the toilet. And by and large here, it looks like, as far as I can tell, I think the belly was corrected. However, it appears that there's that looks like a piece of cast iron in the line. It may have chipped loose during the repair process. That looks like there might be another one there, which can obstruct the flow line and feasibly cause a clog. Ideally, I'd like to see that stuff not in the flow line there. Retrieving it might be tricky. If it's just simply scale and not an actual piece of cast iron, an auger or something of that nature might be able to break it into pieces so it can flow on its way. Now we're going to do a toilet flush here and see if that item there moves. If it's not really moving with the toilet flush, I probably recommend that we'll pull the camera back a little bit so it can move. And whatever this item is here, it didn't move at all with that toilet flush. That you can see me moving it around. It does appear to be a piece of cast iron. When people go cutting in to pipes, especially if they're around the vent stack, sometimes, I mean, just literal pieces of cast iron can chip off, but you can also get huge pieces of scale that will break loose. I do recommend removing that from the sewer line there. It's parked right in the flow line. It's about a ½ inch tall and it's jagged. And it's causing a little bit of standing water. So the combination of the water slowing things down and that rough object there in the flow line could cause a clog. I'd recommend removing that from the sewer line. I'd first start off by trying to run an auger, flex shaft, something like that, to see if you can break it into pieces so it moves on its way easier. Aside from that, it appears that the belly has been corrected. It's hard to say with certainty that it's been 100% corrected because that item's in the flow line, partially damming it up. But what's left over there is about a ½ inch or so of standing water, which is very, very minor. So that the ½ inch of water doesn't scare me very much. I get more worried when you're up into the inch or so of standing water. I would recommend those items be removed. Everything from the cleanout out to the main appears to be in good shape and has good flow. And the kitchen sink here, as best I can tell, appears to have been corrected. The water starts and stops much quicker than it did. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute for it to get out here versus 10 minutes like last time. So I would recommend that be rescoped afterwards to ensure that those items have been removed from the sewer line and not just moved a little bit further down line.